See, a punisher, if Miss P was a punisher, she would have went on ahead and wrote me up first day, because you know what? I don't care about what happened to you. I want you to know the difference between a punisher and a teacher. On that first encounter, after I disrespected her, Miss P would have said, you know what? I'm not going to deal with you. I'm going to get rid of you. I would have snatched the referral out her hand. I would have got to the door, slammed the door, boom. All the girls in the classroom were going to say, ooh, he bad and he cute. But now my whole life ruined trying to be cute. But because Miss P understood the power of what she brings and how much I need this, she was able to remove herself. And you will be surprised at what type of connections you can make when you remove yourself, which is truly the one first thing we must all do. Miss P never told me she come from where I come from. That's why when I got so excited to hear what type of conference this was, because it's truly my story. Miss P is a white woman. I am a young black man. You should see the looks me and Miss P get when we go places, because people trying to figure out our relationship. So me and Miss P might be at the airport. We getting ready to go somewhere. Miss P might lay her head on my shoulder. See, me being where I'm from, I'm constantly observing my surroundings. I see people watching. I say, Miss P, they looking. Look what I do, look what I do. I lean over and kiss her forehead. Look, their eyes get real big then. They think, oh, I got it figured out. But I want you to understand how it was able to happen. That's all I do. That's why I feel like it's no doubt in my mind that we've been on national news. It's no doubt in my mind that we had a chance to speak to so many people. It's no doubt in my mind I had a chance to speak to so many students, so many teachers, because of a teacher's decision. You don't understand how many DJs locked up right now who never got a chance to find their person. That's the difference. The way people line up to come shake my hand, the way people line up to come take a picture, I often ask myself, I wonder how you would have felt about 15-year-old DJ. It gets serious now. Them people who come shake my hand and say, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that we was able to get you here. I heard you was booked up all the way from 5 years from now, and you was able to make it, yeah. I tell myself, I wonder how same people would have thought about 13-year-old DJing. But what I want y'all to understand, my name didn't change. My social security number didn't change. Only thing changed was my mind frame. But I don't want you to miss how I was able to get to a change of mind frame. I needed the help of you. If you expect me to find it by myself, then I've already failed. I want you to know how important you are in this field. I love you, meaning the teachers, but every word I say, everything I do is for the student. Because I understand that if his teacher's mind not right, then he's already failed. Because I understand if her teacher mind not right, then she's already failed, because it's going to be a situation that happened when she walks into with a teacher who's not over herself, and now she's sent home, or now she's expelled when she did exactly what her young mind told her to do. Same way with me. Graduation day came. I'm the first person in my family to ever graduate. Nobody in my family has ever graduated, and I had never think I could graduate. If it wasn't for me meeting Miss P, there's no doubt in my mind I would never have graduated. Graduation was at 7 o'clock p.m. At 12 o'clock noon, I was fully dressed. 7 hours early, walking around the hood in a cap and gown. I get to the stadium, I see Miss P. I say, Miss P. First thing she say was, DJ, why your gown so wrinkled? I said, I had this on all day, Miss P. I get there, I told Miss P, there's nothing more I can want on my graduation day than for you to walk me to my chair. Because without you, I wouldn't be here. Me and Miss P locked arms. The gates of graduation swung open. Me and Miss P stepped in that thing. And I can promise you they haven't screamed as loud before nor after. Because these same other parents who here screaming for their son was just telling their son, if I come home catch you playing with DJ, you in trouble. I'm serious. These same family members who here screaming were just on the phone saying, you know DJ in trouble again, huh? You know DJ locked up again, huh? But it took the love, faith, and belief of my teacher. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of creating statistics. We have to create more success stories. And the reason the way we create more success stories is by having these awareness sessions. That's what I feel like these are. These are awareness sessions. When I leave, I want to be able to tell myself, okay, I am the difference. Not I can make the difference. I am the difference. I have to remove myself, therefore I can be the difference. After I graduated high school, I went to college, and people start saying things like this: oh, we got him now. See, the only reason he was even able to graduate high school is because he had Miss P with him. Now he's finna go to these professors, and these professors not gonna care about him. This boy can't make it in no college. Y'all talking about DJ going to college? Are y'all serious? I can remember hearing these things. There is no way he can make it in college. Don't even waste y'all time. Don't even waste y'all money. Just let him go and get his little diploma and ship him on. I went to college, and we had a football game. And within 15 minutes of the football game, we had found these seats. They were very comfortable. They had armrests, cushion for your backside. I told them, this is where we're going to sit right here. We sat down. It's about 6 of us. We sat down, and within 15 minutes of the game, a man came from the top of the press box being very disrespectful. Because come to find out, we were in reserved seats. So he come from the press box, he being very nasty to us. I mean, he said some things that I wouldn't even repeat. That's how nasty he was being to us. Now, like I said, there's 6 of us. I got a friend who tapping me on my shoulder saying, DJ, move. DJ, move, DJ. Move, DJ. What he want to do is, he want to get physical. That's what he want to do. He want to get physical. I tell him, hold on. I took a deep breath. How you doing, sir? My name is DJ Batiste. I ain't realized that these seats are reserved. We'll move. He just looked at my hand. I said, hey, y'all, let's go. We start walking down the steps. Everybody walking down the steps. Me being who I am, I want to look back and see what he doing. He got a blank look on his face. Let me tell you why. When he looked down there, he saw them 6 young men down there. Before he took one step towards us, he already told himself, this is going to be problems. When he looked down there, he saw them 6 young men down there. He already told himself, if I want to go get my point across to these young men, I have to go down here and rule with an iron fist. Well, just like Miss P tricked me on that first day of school, I tricked him. At the end of the game, I hear somebody scream, DJ! DJ! I turn around. We had a football game. There's a lot of people. I see him. He make his way to me. He out of breath. He say, I've been looking for you. I'm like, all right, what's up? This same young man now. He said, I brought my wife to meet you. You know, I put my smile on. Hey. Hey, how you doing? He said, I brought my wife to meet you. He said, I want to tell you that the way you handle that situation is the way a man should handle it. Something I never forget. He pulled out his card out of his back pocket. He said, if you need anything, you call me. I remind you, this man was just saying some things to me that I couldn't believe. Later on that evening, my phone rang. Hello? It's Miss P. She said, hey, DJ. I'm like, what's up, Miss P? She said, so what happened at the football game? I said, Miss P got cameras on me. I knew it was something. But what happened the whole time was, little did I know, Miss P's friend was sitting at the top. She saw the whole thing, and Miss P called me crying because she told her this was your opportunity to see him without his training wheels. And I just want y'all to know that I have been peddling ever since. Two things I want to talk about before we leave. First thing is, you are the difference. If you don't believe that, then we already started off on the wrong foot. You have to leave this building knowing without me, there is no them, which is true. Because if you expect your 5-year-old to come act any other way than 5-year-olds until he's taught, until she's taught, then you've already failed them. You've already failed them. Make sure you understand the importance of connection does not have a color. Connection does not have a color. I said this earlier. Not one time did Miss P come to me and say, DJ, I'm from the hood. You know why? Because that's not real. One thing she prides herself on is being real. And she understood she don't have to come and pretend. What Miss P did, Miss P come and say, DJ, this is what my summers look like. We used to go outside and play in the front yard. Miss P said she used to go out there and she used to create her own Grammy Awards. And she would win the Oscar. And they would build dirt cakes out of mud and all that. I said, oh yeah? She was like, yeah. I seen the ice cream truck coming down the street. I'm like, yeah? I said, well, Miss P, this is what my summers was like. We weren't able to play in the front yard. Too much gunfire. Miss P, we couldn't even sit on our couch to watch TV because we didn't want to be at window level just in case a bullet came through the window. Miss P, the ice cream truck you hear in your hood, in my hood, that's an ambulance. Miss P didn't ever tell me she was from there. She told me, I'm interested. Teach me. And that is how we was able to become connected because she had the willingness and the urge to connect. You don't have to be where I'm from. You don't have to look how I look. You don't have to dress how I dress. The only thing you need is the willingness and the urge to connect. So what I want you to do is I want you to make a verbal commitment to yourself. That no matter what situation may be, I will do everything I can to connect. Not I will do everything I can to teach them math. Not I will do everything I can to teach them how to read. Because I want you to know, I heard it on the video earlier, school is secondary to a lot of our students. So before I can teach them how to read, I need to build this bridge. A bird landed in a tree. A strong wind came and blew the tree down and the bird flew away. That same bird landed in another tree. A flood came and washed that tree out. The bird flew away. That same bird landed in another tree, and a forest fire came and burnt that tree up. Anybody know what the bird did? Flew away. Moral of the story? A bird's faith is not within the tree he lands, but yet within his own wings. There will be times where a storm comes and washes the tree you perched on away. But because we've been blessed with wings, we can fly. Make sure you use your wings. We're not worried about the tree we land on, because this tree could be very, very temporary. But what's forever is the way I think and the way I do. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you, DJ. So, like I said, come back at lunch so we can have more conversation with DJ. Right now, what we're going to do is take a break, and after the break, we're going to try something different this year. We have assigned everyone a breakout room on the bottom right of your name tag, and we have 10 group leaders who have been preparing for today's session, and we've created a space for you to process what you just heard DJ share and to connect with each other. Because just like we need to connect with our students, we need to connect with each other as adults. And so we're going to give some space for that to happen. So I invite you to look on page 21 in your book and see where your room number is located. There's a map there, and you just look at the bottom right of your name tag. And DJ, I'm going to ask if you would be willing to come back up and share one more thing. It got referenced in the video that one of the things I know you've shared with me is Mrs. P gave you a job. And every day when you came to school, you were the greeter for the class. And so I just wonder if you can say a couple words about what that looked like and why that was important.
All right. Every day, well, on our first day of school.
I think you need to come over here, maybe. Up, now it's on.
On my first day of school, Miss P did, through our interaction, she gave me a job. And because she saw my charisma and she saw the way I could be a people person, now, I remind you, she didn't worry about what just happened. She didn't think to herself, this boy is very disrespectful. That's why I want you to understand the importance of being over yourself. Even though I was disrespectful to Miss P, she didn't look at me and say, this boy is very disrespectful. She looked at me and said, this boy has a gift. That's the power of it. And she said, I'm going to put you in a situation to get your gift out. And what I want you to do is I want you to stand at the door every day. You can shake hands, high five, appropriately side hug the girls. I said, She said, then on top of that, I'm going to come and let you get in front of the class and speak for 2 to 3 minutes, because I can tell that you was placed on this earth to speak. And that's what I did. From that moment on, every single day, I stood up there, I shook people's hands as they came in, and I came and gave my own session for 2 to 3 minutes. The power of that is, I started working at a little restaurant called Cheddar's when I was fresh out of high school, trying to make me some money. I started working at a restaurant called Cheddar's, and I was in the back of the house. I was cooking. And one day, the manager called me. He said, DJ, come talk to me. I said, yes, sir. He said, you have any shirt and ties? I said, no, sir. She said, well, do you think you can get some shirt and ties and slacks and nice shoes? I said, yes, sir, I'm pretty sure I could. He said, because this is what I want you to do. I want you to stand at my door every morning, the exact same thing what Miss P told me when I was in high school. And this man didn't know my story. This man didn't know anything about it. It was the exact same thing that Miss P told me. He could just see it. But I remind you, when I was in school, nobody ever told me that. It was, don't be a class clown, don't be a class clown, don't be a class clown. So thinking to tell me not to be a class clown was supposed to deter me, but it was encouraging because I was forced to come to a place where I felt unsuccessful. So if you have a class clown that you know, you telling them not to be a class clown, that is not deterrent. What you have to do is you have to create and teach that there's a time and a place for everything. Because me being that class clown is why I'm able to do what I'm able to do today. But what I had to be taught was it is a time and a place for everything.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
So part of what Mrs. P did is she gave him an important job that he had to play every day. It gave him a meaning and a purpose when he came to school. But it also helped create the school family. And the idea of the greeter is something that is one of the skills and routines that's used in conscious discipline. And because we knew it would get referenced in DJ's talk, we actually have greeters at each of your breakouts for the rest of the day.
Wow.
And you'll have a choice on how you would like to be greeted, and if you'd like to be greeted. You can do a high five, you could do a non-touch, which is like a thumbs up, or there's a butterfly option where you just like hook the fingers if you want to really get daring. But I just wanted to explain that to you because when you go to your rooms, you'll get to experience it. And the idea is it makes you feel welcome and like you belong, and it gives you maybe some thoughts about who in my class could I give this job of being a greeter and helping us create that school family. So I just wanted to explain why we're doing that in your breakouts.